The legal battle between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard has been going on for years, and it seems with every court hearing, more plot twists and revelations are being made. In the recent court trial, Amber was accused of falsifying evidence by not just anyone, but a close friend of hers. With this new development, Amber might be facing a possible jail time if not less than 3 years. It was paint. Amber Heard's friend reveals fake bruises and wounds. Johnny Depp has accused his ex-wife Amber Heard of painting fake bruises on her face in order to fabricate claims of domestic violence against him, while claiming he was the true victim of abuse and their turbulent marriage. The actor has spoken for the first time about the allegations from Heard, stating in a court filing that her claims that he repeatedly attacked and abused her are categorically and demonstrably false. Depp even claims that bruises seen on Heard's face and shown in photos as she went to a LA court to get a restraining order against him as their relationship ended were painted on and faked. Notwithstanding Ms. Heard's false domestic abuse allegations about me, Depp hits back in the new court documents filed in the Virginia case reported by The Blast. There was actual documented domestic violence in our relationship. She was the perpetrator and I was the victim. While mixing prescriptions, amphetamines, and non-prescription drugs with alcohol, Ms. Heard committed innumerable acts of domestic violence against me, often in the presence of third-party witnesses, which in some instances caused me serious bodily injury. He continued, "Throughout our relationship, Ms. Heard also committed domestic violence against me. She hit, punched, and kicked me. She also repeatedly and frequently threw objects into my body and head, including heavy bottles, soda cans, burning candles, television remote controls, and paint thinner cans, which severely injured me." In the new declaration, Depp attempts to refute each incident detailed by Heard accusing him of violence. He states, "After years of asserting my innocence, I am finally in a position to prove it by dismantling each element of her hoax." The Pirates of the Caribbean star says, the final straw in their turbulent relationship came in April 2016 when one of Heard's friends left feces in his bed the morning after another alleged violent domestic incident. He explains, "After I removed myself from Ms. Heard's presence in the penthouse on April 21, 2016, the following morning Ms. Heard or one of her friends defecated in my bed as some sort of a sick prank before they left for Coachella together. As a result of the years of domestic abuse I had suffered at the hands of Ms. Heard, most recently the April 21 physical attack and defecation in my bed, sometime before she and her friends left the next morning, I resolved to divorce Ms. Heard." Depp concludes, cynically relying on the concept of #BelieveWomen that has been promoted as part of the important #MadeToo movement. Ms. Heard's evidence rests primarily on her word and that of her dependent friends. Depp states that in a new court papers, "I have denied Ms. Heard's allegations vehemently since she first made them in May 2016, when she walked into court to obtain a temporary restraining order with painted-on bruises that witnesses and surveillance footage show that she did not possess each day of the preceding week. I will continue to deny them for the rest of my life. I never abused Ms. Heard or any other woman." Depp filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit in Virginia last year after Heard, his wife, for just over a year until they separated in May 2016, had penned a Washington Post op-ed about her experience as a victim of domestic violence. Depp was not named in the piece, but he insists that was wrongfully inferred he was the perpetrator. Heard responded to his lawsuit in April this year by painstakingly detailing the alleged horrific abuse she claims she suffered at the hands of Depp, who she said became the monster when he drank and abused drugs. In harrowing court papers first seen by Page 6, Heard alleged that on numerous occasions Depp hit her, dragged her by her hair, ripping it out, smashed up bottles and her possessions, then choked and nearly suffocated her to the point she feared she would die. But Depp, who began dating Heard in early 2012 after they met on the set of The Rum Diary, argues she is lying and instead insists the actress was violent towards him after mixing prescription drugs and alcohol. Johnny Depp snagged a victory in his court battle against ex-wife Amber Heard that will force a charity to reveal whether the actress lived up to her promises to donate her $7 million divorce settlement. The Pirates of the Caribbean star 58 was granted a partial petition by a judge in New York that ordered the American Civil Liberties Union to release documents to confirm whether Heard, 35, donated the payout from their 2017 divorce. His lawyer have alleged that Heard was lying about donating the entirety of her divorce settlement to the ACLU and to the Children's Hospital Los Angeles, and may have cost him his libel case against British newspaper in November 2020. Depp's attorney, Andrew Caldicott, argued that Heard's pledge to the charities was a calculated and manipulative lie that tipped the scales against Mr. Depp from the very beginning. Depp lost the case when a judge ruled that a headline that he was wife-beater during his marriage to Heard was substantially true. Lawyers for news group newspapers have insisted that Heard did not lie about the donations because she was pledging to pay it out over 10 years. But in the ruling released, 2 Court of Appeals judges rejected his application for an appeal, insisting that he got a full and fair hearing. The initial judge gave through reasons for his conclusions, which have not been shown, even arguably, to be vitiated by any error of approach or mistake of law, the ruling stated. We would accordingly dismiss both Mr. Depp's application for permission to adduce further evidence and his application for permission to appeal, they wrote. The initial lawsuit led to 3 weeks of explosive testimony in July in which Depp and Heard, 34, gave conflicting accounts of their brief, tempestuous marriage, with the actress saying the brutal monster in her ex-husband left her fearing for her life. It included lurid details of his heavy drinking and drug taking, as well as gross allegations of feces being left in their marital bed. A spokeswoman for Heard said Thursday that the latest ruling proved the evidence was overwhelming and undeniable. We are pleased, but by no means surprised, by the court's denial of Mr. Depp's application for appeal, the spokeswoman said. The case had a full, fair, and proper hearing, and today's decisions vindicate the courageous evidence that Amber Heard gave to the court about domestic abuse, despite repeated attempts to undermine and silence her by the perpetrator, the paper said in a statement. The Sun will continue to stand up and campaign for victims of domestic abuse. Last week, Depp's lawyers asked to rely on a new evidence, which they said showed Heard's claims she had donated her divorce settlement to charity was a calculated and manipulative lie.